Well, hello everybody. Johnny Hiland here in Franklin, Tennessee at Studio 19, here on behalf of Destroy All Guitars and Fat Jimmy Amplifiers. All right, guys, let's get started talking about this Fat Jimmy awesome amplifier. This actually is called the Jimmy James. Now, guys, I want to tell you, I've been a big fan of the Fat Jimmy Avionic amp, which is a blackface sounding amp, and then this amp came around, and it's all based on the old brown face Fenders. The tone of this amp, I would really say, yeah, it's totally brown face, but it does definitely have that Music Man vibe as well. So like if you think of the old Clapton stuff, Lay Down Sally, the Slow Hand record, all that, killer sounding amp right here, guys. So first thing I have to tell you though is this amp is plugged into a Fat Jimmy 112 speaker cab with a C1270 speaker in it. So it's a Fat Jimmy speaker in there. Of course, switchable wattage on this one too. And why is that so important, guys? Because this little head weighs 18 pounds, and you can actually take this amp on an airplane with you to a gig. Fantastic. Totally mind-blowing, guys. And to be honest with you, it's just a complete tone machine. It's just awesome. Now the knob layout is a little bit different on this one. It's actually, you have your volume. Well, let's go back here. We got a bright switch. Let me put my finger on it. There it is. Then you have your volume knob. You have tone or treble, bass, and then you have a presence knob here, and then a Jimmy knob. Now, I got to tell you guys, the Jimmy knob adds extra girth and extra like overdrive to your tone, which is really important even to a guy like me who loves that Danny Gatton tone where you need that 2 breakup sound but can still have the clean headroom that you need. Very important to a chicken pigger that loves Danny Gatton. So right now, I want to just show you the tone I've set here. There's nothing running into this amp pedal-wise down here from my big pedal board except for the J-Rocket Boing Spring Reverb. So check this out, guys. Pretty awesome. Pretty sweet sounding amp right there, guys. Now, if you noticed, there is no mid knob on this amp. The reason I say it sounds like the old Music Man's is because they had this mid punch to them, and this amp has that same vibe to it. It's got a kind of a mid honkiness that reminds me of the old Music Man's. So, man, what a awesome, awesome amp. So, actually, what I'm going to do is bring the Jimmy knob back, and as you can see, what I've done is I've kind of rolled the presence knob a little bit, and with the Jimmy all the way back, you have a total clean tone here. And if I bring the presence up a little more, really good punchy killer tone right there, guys. But I'm going to start bringing up the Jimmy knob and just showing you what it does. So let's go to about 11 o'clock or so, between 10 and 11. That is just awesome right there, guys. Now I'm going to go to about 1 o'clock. Let's bring it up a little more. Now let's put the Jimmy knob all the way up, guys. Let's hear it. That is just smoking right there, guys. So now, one of the things that I actually heard from Mike Pascal, who builds these beautiful amps, he said, Johnny, crank that volume up, buddy, and hear how she sounds like on 7 or 8. So I'm going to crank this bad boy up and show you what she sounds like. Oh, not all the way up, but pretty close. Man, Mike, you were right about that, buddy. What a killer tone and what a great, great feel. And of course, at that point, guys, I was running the Jimmy knob at about 2 o'clock. What a smoking amp. Now, what I will tell you guys, too, is one thing Mike shared with me is if you are a guitar player that plays a number of different genres and you switch guitars a lot, like you go from single coils into like a Les Paul style guitar and you play a Strat and a Tele, and of course you like to play other instruments too. Maybe you want to plug a fiddle in, or you know, even a steel guitar might sound really great through this. But the consummate musician, and of course a multi-genre oriented player would just fall in love with this amp because you can virtually play a number of different instruments into it. So Mike, I think you got a winner here, buddy. This amp is sensational. Of course, for me, I'm still in love with that old blackface sound of the Avionic, but man, the brother to it right here, the Jimmy James, is a monster, monster amp. So now that we've heard it with single coils, let's move on to some humbuckers and hear how she sounds. All right, guys, now I've thrown on my beautiful Kiesel guitars, single cut here, with Kiesel beryllium pickups in it, which I truly love, great humbuckers, and can't wait to hear what the Jimmy James sounds like now. Boy, that's just so fun right there, guys. Now, I've got the Jimmy knob pretty well cranked up here, but let's go all the way with her. You know, actually, I just have to take Mike's advice and just roll this volume knob up and hear what she does. Check this out, guys, with humbuckers now. Man, that's so sick, guys. You know, it's pretty amazing when you can plug a guitar straight into an amp with just a reverb pedal and have that much fun. So now I'm going to add some pedals to this. Bring the Jimmy volume down, or the Jimmy knob down, if you will, and bring the volume down too. So now it's back to clean mode. Play some pretty jazz with this. Pretty nice right there, guys. So now I'm going to kick on the analog alien bucket seat overdrive pedal and just give this bad boy a listen. You know, man, I have to hear this amp with, instead of just using an overdrive, what I want to do is kick on a fuzz pedal and hear what it does. But it might help if I get a little volume to that, don't you think? Here we go. All right, guys, now I've kicked on an octave fuzz effect. I'm going to actually add a little delay as well and see what that sounds like, just so we can hear how great this amp sounds with pedals. Boy, that is just fat right there, guys. I love it. Well, it just goes to show that the Jimmy James can work really well with pedals. So now I'm going to move back to my single coil guitar and wrap this puppy up for you. All right, guys, now I've thrown back on my Johnny Hiland model Kiesel guitar here. And what we've done is, instead of plugging into the 112 cab, we just wanted to give you an example, like you were actually taking this head on a plane to a gig, and you happen to get like an Avatar 212 cabinet loaded with Celestions versus the Jimmy James single 12. So now what I'm going to do is just give you a little example of how that sounds. All I have going on my pedal board now, guys, is a compressor, some delay, and my reverb from the Boing. Man, that is so fun to play right there, guys. Well, as you can see, folks, the Jimmy James by Fat Jimmy Amps is a winner. It's definitely an amp that any kind of style player could play, whether you're a fiddle player, guitar player, or if you're a guitar player that loves multi-genres. It's a very pedal-friendly amplifier, got 45 watts, very user-friendly. You can take it on an airplane. You've heard it through a single 12, through a 212. Guys, I think we have covered it all. But this is Johnny Hiland saying you need to contact Brother Cliff Coltrane at DestroyAllGuitars.com and order a Jimmy James from Fat Jimmy Amps today. I want to take this opportunity and thank Kyle and everyone here at Studio 19 in Franklin. I want to thank Brother Steve Hardesty, Rick and Justin Bowman for driving this old blind boy out here. And of course, I want to thank Cliff and Mike Pascal from Fat Jimmy for this opportunity. Guys, get yourself into a Fat Jimmy amp today. So contact Cliff at DestroyAllGuitars.com. God bless y'all, and thanks so much for watching. Cheers.